Good afternoon, Osage, Iowa. I know this isn't your normal PowerPoint on the OMU channel, but instead, we are bringing you the O Show.
The O Show is a student initiative to bring you local stories and happenings in Osage, Iowa. Our first story is with Principal Tim Hayhall about Osage Community School construction.
All right, what you see down below there is our new band course facility. In the middle there, some of those smaller rooms, those are going to be offices and practice rooms. Right now they're on track to be done in March. Next facility you see is they finished pouring concrete on that open area right in front of you off to the left, but this is going to be our gymnasium along with our cafeteria. As we shift to the next videos, again, this is more of our band course. We're supposed to be pouring concrete for the sidewalk to go up to the middle school office area. That should be happening next week, weather permitting. We're behind just a little bit on the bricks, but not really, we're waiting for some blending of our brick that will go on the sides of our band course facility. As you're looking down below, they're supposed to be pouring concrete for the roof here soon. That was supposed to be happening within the next few days or next week. So we'll have a solid roof on the building too. Again, some more footage of our parking lot now. This is kind of old footage because we do have about 2/3 of that area parking or concrete poured, and they've opened up some parking spots. The walls are starting to go up around the new gymnasium, and just we're excited about that piece too. I know some people it's a hot topic, but we're one of only 2 schools in the conference, the Top Iowa Conference, out of 18 schools that do not have 2 competition-sized gyms. And that's a little bit of frustration because our kids deserve better than that. The middle school current gym is way too small, and it's almost a safety hazard. As you're looking off to the left there, we did keep part of the old cafeteria. That old cafeteria will be renovated into office areas, and in the center there where you see those 2 vehicles, that's going to be some of our new cafeteria. It will be a middle school, high school cafeteria. Combined, we'll have 2 serving lines, one for the high school, one for the middle school, but they'll be eating in the same area, middle school on one side, high school on the other. The open area that used to be I call it our alleyway, is going to be an open courtyard. Down in the bottom left hand, you see a lot of some weeds and dirt there. That'll be an open courtyard that you can go out, eat in during lunch. There'll be a little bit of concrete, some picnic tables out there, and there'll be some green grass. As you look at it, we're excited about this project. It's been I've been working on it along with the Build Our Future Committee for probably 5 years.
Can you tell us a little bit about like the heating and the boilers and what's going to be going on with all that?
Great. So we have a couple of original boilers that have been in this building. The high school one has been here since like 1955. That's getting replaced with a brand new boiler. We do are required to have 2 boilers. And that's been a backup, but if we ever our number 1 boiler ever went down, it would be a real issue heating this building. So that's getting taken out and demolished right now. They're cutting it out by pieces and taking it out. That's supposed to be done in the next week or so, and we have a new high school boiler coming. Middle school, they already took out the boiler. That was the old one, and that had to go off the roof. That was about a month ago, and they've got a new boiler installed, but they're tying everything into our heating units. We've gotten all new thermostats of all the new construction areas and most of the older ones. That's really important because I think it'll become a lot more efficient, our heating.
A story on a girl and her bees, featuring the importance of them and how she cares for hers. This story features Gwen Bolander, a teenage beekeeper teaching us about beekeeping in our area.
Hi everyone, I'm Gwen Bolander, and this is Julia King reporting for the O Show. Today we are suiting up with Gwen Bolander, a sophomore at Osage High School. She's going to talk to us today about her fight for the honeybees. How long have you been beekeeping?
I've been beekeeping for about a year. I got a scholarship through the Iowa Honey Producers Association, which allowed me to get one of these hives for free. And then I also got the other hive for a discount through the same company that gave us the hives. I really think that these are really awesome, and I'm very interested in biology, and they're just a super cool show of like what biology can do.
What is the importance of beekeeping?
Bees are very important for pollination, for both agriculture and for like wild things like wildflowers and everything like that. And without pollination, we wouldn't be able to get like certain crops and flowers to grow.
What have you been doing for bees?
Well, first I went to Iowa Honeybee Day in March, and that's basically a day where people that care about bees, like beekeepers and apiarists and everything, went to talk to lawmakers about the importance of bees and to try and get some more information out there about them. And I also went to Maryland, to the University of Maryland, to see what kind of varroa studies they have going on. They have studies on varroa and the diseases that they cause, and parasites and other things like that. And varroa is one of the biggest struggles that bees have today, because there are these mites that latch onto them and basically suck the fat out of them, and also like transports diseases at the same time. And it's just not really a good thing. So I went to go see what they had going on there. And then lastly, I've been trying to get honeybees legalized in town. So I've gone to multiple council meetings and everything to try and get the ordinance changed.
So why is it illegal to have bees in town?
Bees disrupt the good peace, and I'm not exactly sure that that's true. I think they might have just made that without actually talking to anyone who actually kept bees or knowing anything about bees.
What is your plan after the ordinance is passed?
I plan to hopefully get some hives at the school, because I think that'd be a very good learning opportunity for multiple people, and it would be very good for agriculture classes too, to learn about that, and hopefully get people interested in bees and pollinators.
So how are your bees doing?
They aren't doing as good as they could be, because this has not been a very good year for beekeeping. So because the rains have been shutting off the nectar flow for a few days, which causes a lot of issues. So in here I have a feeder, a box that can hold a gallon of sugar water, which is what you give to bees when they don't have enough nectar for themselves. And it has this ladder in it that goes down so then the bees don't get drowned in there. And so basically I fill it up with about a gallon of sugar water around every week, every 2 weeks, and that helps the bees get ready for winter when they're going to have honey to make it through. If the bees went extinct, there would be quite a few problems. We wouldn't have a bunch of the crops that we have right now, and wildflowers and everything probably would not exist. And also, when I'm talking about bees going extinct, I'm also talking about wild bees and other pollinators, which are also very, very important. So this is a frame of honey, and the honey that is capped, that has the layer of wax on it, that's honey that's been dehydrated enough that it won't ever spoil. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of this.
That is so cool. That's so good. I love that. That's better than like the honey in the bottles.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's fresh honey. To anyone out there who's interested in beekeeping, check out that ordinance and consider beekeeping for yourself.
Save the bees!
This week's Local Minute features our very own Mayor Steve Cooper. He's here to tell us about his weekly events and what he's excited about for the future of Osage. Flower.
My name is Steve Cooper and I'm the mayor of Osage.
What is going on in the upcoming week in Osage?
Well, this is a busy week in Osage because of autumn artistry this weekend. We also have the classic car show at the fairgrounds at the same time, and I think there's a rendezvous going out at the Conservation Club too. So there will be a lot of people in our community.
I know we were interested, but how long have you been the mayor?
I've been mayor for 25 years. During this, I've seen a lot of changes in Osage. We kind of bucked the system. We're one of the few smaller communities in the state that actually is experiencing some growth. So I've seen a lot of changes, but I think it's due to a lot of people that are dedicated to make this a better place to live.
What are the biggest changes you've seen since being the mayor?
Since being the mayor, I think just the changes I've seen with our industries, the growth that we've had there, and the changes that we've had with the building of the CRC. These are probably the major changes that I've noticed, but the city is, from the city standpoint, from city government, there's just a continuous effort to try to provide better services for the citizens, whether it be through the paving of roads or through the other services we provide, such as sewer and water and gas and electric.
What are you most excited for in the future of Osage, Iowa?
Well, I think we're going to experience more growth, and I think this is exciting. This is a good place to live. I know a lot of people don't like the winters we have in Iowa, but this is a good place to live. North central Iowa is untapped as far as we have a lot of potential for growth. Probably one of my biggest concerns is providing affordable housing, and the county has had an incentive program recently, and I think the city's getting ready also to have an incentive program that will help develop some affordable housing. We have people wanting to move to the community, but there isn't any place for them to live. So this is a good problem to have, but it is a problem that we are experiencing and we are working on.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, just the fact that I like to see the Green Devils Friday night and see where we go with that.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you very much for sharing your time.
You're welcome.
Osage's annual cross-country meet happened last week. Noah Slutton will tell us a little bit about the course and how the athletes fared in the competition.
This week, on Tuesday afternoon, Osage hosted their annual home cross-country meet. Only things weren't the same at this meet. There were some changes made on the course. Osage's meet used to be known for our monstrous hill. This hill used to be a major worry for some of the athletes. It was so worrisome they took that part of the course out due to possibility of injuries. Instead of having to go up the hill, they now have decided to avoid it completely. The course now starts by the Cedar Valley Memories Building, where the runners sprint out of the gate and form the packs. They then make snakes through the open prairie field. After they make their way through the flat field, they then head deep into the woods. Here they make their way up and down small hills and run by the Cedar River. They then come out of the woods and make a loop around the building site, where they then sprint on an uphill slope towards the finish line. The Osage team placed well in this meet, with the girls placing 4th overall and the boys placing 6th. Michaela Mostek led the Osage team with a place of 15th, followed by Claire Huseman and Talia Stengel taking 20th and 21st place. Caleb Sled led the boys team with a 6th place finish, followed by Alex Swenson, who took 15th, and Nick Shores came in 24th. We got a chance to talk to Coach Meyer of the boys. He said, "It was a great meet. We ran well. The boys felt they did a good job." Coach Meyer also stated, "I think the hardest part of the course was all the little up and downs back on the trails, as well as the little harder ground to run on. And coming up out of the ditch to the finish was probably a pretty difficult finish as well, due to it was a very steep incline."
The O Show's very own Seth Phillips and Matt Olson wrote and produced a comedy sketch starring Seth in his attempt to read in the school library despite many distractions around him.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Come on, this is enough. I'm done. I'm out, okay?
Thanks, guys. That's all we have today, folks. Thanks to everyone that was a part of this week's O Show. And tune in next Monday for more local stories to come.